Hello, everybody, and welcome to my first. I don't know if this is going to be like it's going to turn into like a live podcast or it's going to be like a web series or something that I do, but this is something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, and it's my way of being a creative. I told myself a while back that one of the things that I really wanted to do was take time to dive into the things that I truly enjoy doing and find a way to kind of be a creative within, work and personal life stuff. I need to find time to make for things that I really enjoy doing, and find a way to be a creative. And as much as I wish I knew how to sing, I wish I knew how to write music, I wish I knew how to write poetry. I don't know how to do none of that shit. One thing I do know how to do is I do know how to talk. I enjoy talking, and I figured that could be my way of being a creative in some form or fashion. So I wanted to start this. Again, I have no idea what it will be. Would it be like on my YouTube channel or a live podcast? Whatever it is, I wanted to really take time to be a creative. I think it's very important during this time, especially during this time in my life, where there's a lot of things going on, and it'll just fuel that creative spirit that I have, and finding ways to kind of put my form of art, whatever that might be, out into the world. So I know typically people give names for certain podcast names or certain web series names. I'm gonna name this bitch Save to Drafts because there is a huge percentage that this shit will not even hit the internet. However, in the event that it does hit the internet, I want to say to myself as I'm recording this and I'm in this space that if it does reach the internet and if one or two people see it, I'm proud of myself. I'm super proud of me. I'm proud of me for having the courage to move forward with it, to just go along with the idea. And getting out of my head in that space of, what are people going to think? What are people going to say? Is it going to be received well? Are people going to, am I going to hate hearing my voice back? Am I going to be too gay? All the small little insecurities that run in my head that stop me sometimes from moving forward with something I want to do. And so if this does land on the internet in some form or fashion, I'm super proud of myself, for moving forward and pushing those insecurities to the back of my mind and reminding myself that, hey, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It doesn't matter whether one person likes it or a million people don't like it. It's your way of putting your art into the world, and in some way, it could probably help somebody, probably not, um, or it's just me finally letting myself be free from my own insecurities. So if this one does make it to the internet for whatever reason, I'm going to name this one Save to Drafts because that's what this bitch gonna stay at until I have the courage to go ahead and just let it on out there to the world. With that being said, I do want to use this series or podcasting to just simply talk about the things that are on my mind right now. Some of the things that I am dealing with. Some of it will be some of my very personal business. Some of it will be like just some generalized things that I've seen on the internet that I want to chime in on the conversation with to get my opinion for whatever reason on it. So it's just gonna be a free for all. Like, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of shit that I say that's right. It's gonna be a whole lot of shit that I say that's wrong as fuck because I am not right all the time. I have opinions sometimes, and I'm still learning as an adult who's growing up in this world, learning, things as I go. So, with that being said, the particular topic that I wanted to spend some time kind of really talking about now, it's about something that I'm kind of dealing with personally. I know I said some of the stuff that I'll cover and some of the things I'll talk about will be, about things that are just happening in the world, and a lot of it will be about some of the things that are personally happening with me and my way of kind of getting those things out of my head and out to the world in my form of art and talking. And I had this particular conversation with a close friend of mine. Excuse me, y'all, because I am having a glass while we do this. I had a conversation with a really close friend of mine a couple of weeks ago. I'm newly single. I had just broke up with my boyfriend for almost about 2 years. And we were discussing the fact of why do sometimes we have to lose someone else to find ourselves? Like, why are we stagnant in relationships or friendships? And when we let go of that one person, why does that evoke this liberation or freedom to do what I want to do what I want to do, say what I want to say, go out here and do whatever I want to do, be a creative? And so, as somebody right now, like I said, who's recently going through a breakup, um, I'm doing it. I'm doing exactly the thing that I want to talk about today, and I want to understand why we and why I feel the need to do that. That once we lose that person, we get into this space of, oh my God, now that they're not a part of my life anymore, I can, venture into this or I can do that. Why do we feel the need to have to lose someone to find ourselves? It's almost like the contrary of like kind of being in a relationship. All this is in my opinion. None of this shit I'm talking about facts. These are just my opinions, my thoughts, things that I've seen, and again, some of my personal life, this particular subject. So I'm a victim of that right now. Like, I'm going through this phase where like I'm feeling a little bit liberated. I'm feeling a lot free than I normally would have been. Like, this is something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to, be a creative in some way, whether that was through fashion, whether that's through expressing my femininity, whether that was through talking to people, strangers on the internet, just dialogue. But I felt stifled to do so while I was in my relationship. Now, I will preface this by saying none of this has anything to do with my partner. Um, don't have anything bad to say about him at all. An amazing experience, didn't work out. Have our reasons, just like all. But I remember like just having that conversation with my friend, like, after it was over, and saying how like, oh my God, I'm free. I'm free to do what I want to do now, or I feel liberated, or I'm living my best life single, or I'm about to go do X, Y, and Z now that I don't have to, pour into like this relationship. And it really had came across me, the question of why do we do that? Like, isn't the whole purpose of being with somebody for them to pour into you? The things that you want to do, the things that expresses your creativity. I always say one of the absolute most freeing feelings, and the best feeling I have ever felt in my life, was when I had the full opportunity to just be me, be myself wholeheartedly, like, living my femininity, living my queerness, all that shit. I have experienced those moments, but I don't feel like I've experienced them enough as someone who's like 32 years old. There's a lot of factors that come into play with that, society, of course, living in America and being gay, we have that. Not only that, I mean, I'm black and queer. And then on top of that, once you add, I'm definitely feminine leading. So all these factors do play a part in why I don't have enough opportunity to feel completely free. But I did question, why did I not feel that way while I was with someone? And I think this is something that happens with a lot of us in relationships. For myself, again, this disclaimer has nothing to do with my partner. This is all just a self journey, me figuring out why I am following the same patterns when I am with someone, and then why is it that when I get out of a relationship with them, there's this aha, let me be free, I can do what I want. Why am I not doing that when I'm with someone? Because ideally for me, I would like to be with somebody who champions every part of me, like every aspect of who I am and what I bring to the table. So if I tell my partner that, look, I thrive off of being gay as hell. My femininity is my power. My femininity makes me feel the absolute most confident person that I can be. Why am I not expressing that and being that person when I'm with my partner? I know other people deal with it in different, ways. There's certain things that they're not able to express, or they feel that they might be watering themselves down while they're with someone. And then once you're out of a relationship, you're like, I want to do this. So my question is, why do we feel like we have to lose that person to find ourselves? Like, I don't want to create. I don't want that to be a cycle for me. I don't want that to be a pattern for me. I'm in a space right now where I am in that absolute space where I'm out of this relationship. I'm free. I want to be who I want to be in all forms of fashion that make me happy. Do the things that really excite me and let me be the creative person I want to be. Indulge in my femininity, indulge in my black queerness. That's where I am in this space. And I want to make sure that no matter what, I hold very tightly to that. Whether once I start dating again or anything like that, I want to hold tight to that space because I don't want to find myself years from now out of another relationship if that happens and then be like, oh, I'm liberated. I want to restart being me again. No, I want to be me while I'm with you. I want you to enjoy every part of me, the good, the bad, the ugly, but not necessarily those things. But I want to hold tight to the things that make me feel good about who I am because I do truly believe that everybody, unless you're just like a shitty ass person, racist, homophobic, femphobic, transphobic, all that, unless you're not one of them, you deserve to be happy and you deserve to live in a space where you can just fully be who you are without any restrictions and allow yourself to feel as free as you possibly can. So I want to make sure that, going forward, that's something that, I'm not doing anymore. And I wanted to start off this entire thing with that being the topic of discussion because I would like more insight on why we do that because I've seen it across the board throughout, using social medias. I've had some of my close friends who went through breakups and then they're like living their best life once they got rid of that person. Like, you know, why are we not identifying that somewhere early on in those early stages? Like, are we blinded by kindness? Not kindness. Are we blinded by that infatuation phase that we're going through sometimes? I know for me, it very well could be that. Like, I could be like head over heels crazy about you, and I've identified, oh, I like this person, but they've kind of expressed that they kind of don't like that. So I'm gonna just hold it to the side. I'm just really not going to indulge in that. Or to give real life example, if I tell a guy that, yeah, because I'm gay, like, bitch, I love the girls. I love being out with the girls. I love all things gay, 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 gay. And he mentioned that, well, yeah, I don't really do the gay scene and stuff like that, That's to be one of those things that I'll start to suppress that part of me because I'm like, oh, I like you so much. I don't want to rock the boat or I don't want to lose you early on. So I won't be my full self. It's specifically that portion that you told me that you really don't care for. I want to make sure that going forward, I'm not doing that. And I think it's a great conversation to be had again because I've seen this happen with so many people. And I want us to just remove ourselves from that shit. Because the truth is, like I said earlier, if somebody wants you and they want to be with you and they like you, um, the thing that they should love the most is seeing you be you, freely you, without any reservations, without any, none of that crazy shit. None of that. That's not for me, or I don't really rock with that. That's not really what I want to do. That's not really what I do. No, somebody wants you. They want to see you as happy as you deserve and want to be. Therefore, they won't try to make you suppress it. But I don't think that, in my case, in my past, it wasn't necessarily like them trying to suppress those things. It was me. It was it's solely been, it would always be me. I would tend to water myself down, or I wouldn't be as feminine as I actually like to be. So I don't know. I just wanted to kind of get some feedback from some people on, what's Why do we do that? Why do we feel the need to become our best selves when we lose somebody? Why can't I be my best self, loving everything about me and who I am, and meet you, and you be an extension of that? And again, it could be me choosing the wrong fucking people. Shit, I don't know. I'm talking about, I'm seeing this across the board. This could very well just be some shit that I'm just dealing with on my goddamn own. Like, I have no fucking idea. But I know I have experienced that, and I want to have more dialogue and conversation with people about, about that. I don't want to live in this space where I have to be a watered down version of me, and then when I'm finally single and I'm out of this relationship or whatever, I'm just this better person, this better thing. No, bitch, I want to be in tune as much as I can with that better person and that better version of me at 90% of my life. And if you're a part of that life, I need you to be somebody who's championing me to do the same exact thing, because I want to make sure that I'm doing it. And it even posed the question to myself, do I do that? Because I could think of a few particular things in the past where I've been with somebody and they told me that they indulge in this and they indulge in that, and I would probably kind of express what I don't really fuck with that, or I don't really do that or whatever. But if it's something that is not harming anybody, but they love and it makes them feel great about who they are, I want to make sure that I'm practicing what I'm preaching now, practicing not to ask them to not do that just for my acceptance and just for me to, you know, continue to like who they are, and if that forms into anything like a relationship or something like that. So I want to know thoughts. I want to know what y'all think about that. I want to know, why do we feel the need to have to lose someone to find us? Why can't we go to the plate and be like, this is who I am? And I mean, and I also don't want to be, I mean, I guess I kind of got to be that way. It's almost kind of like you want to be like, either you love it or you don't. And honestly, I think that's probably like the best way to go about it. Like, because I don't want to find myself 2 years down the line discovering that I have completely obliterated a portion of my self being that I truly enjoy just to make you comfortable. I want to make sure that I'm just not doing that, because it serves nothing for me ultimately, and honestly for that person either, because they're getting a version of me that's not the best version of me. And if that's my partner, for whatever reason, I feel like they deserve the absolute best part of who I am. And those best parts of who I am are typically those things that I love about myself, that make me feel free and make me feel liberated and loved and just able to be myself. So I don't know, I champion all of us to think about that, as we continue to date and we continue to meet other people and stuff like that. And that doesn't have to necessarily have to even do with, like, monogamous relationships. That can be platonic relationships, like with your friends and stuff, people that you've become close friends with. Allow people to be who they are. Again, as long as they ain't no racist, homophobic, femphobic, all that kind of shit, as long as they ain't that type of person, open up the door and allow them to be who they are, and let them know that those things that they want to express about who they are okay, and create a safe space for them to be that person around you as much as you possibly can, because I know I'm not the only person in this world who suffers, or I don't want to use the word suffer, who has battled, dealing with that to an extent. So yes, so that's what I'm gonna leave it at. First topic I wanted to kind of talk about. Now, this whole live podcast, I want to continue to video myself instead of just, audio, because it gives me an opportunity to put some clothes on and feel cute about my goddamn self. But I want to continue to talk about different topics and talk about ways that we as humans can be better to other people for a better world, and finding ways to make ourselves feel really, really good about who we are. Because if you're a good person, if you're kind, you deserve love, and you deserve to be completely free in who you are and be able to express yourself, and be in a space that is extremely safe for you, and you feel that you can thrive. So thank you to anybody who watched this first one. I appreciate it. And again, if this shit ever surfaced the internet, Cortez, this is to you yourself. I am proud of you for having the courage to step out of your insecurities and push them bitches to the back of your mind and decide to go forward with whatever it is that you decide to do. So if you guys like this video, if you enjoyed it, share it, like it, comment, do the whole 9 fucking yards. I appreciate any and everybody who took the time to sit here and watch this 20 plus minutes of me ranting. Again, this shit I could be talking about could be completely wrong, and I could be completely off. But I'm so open to whatever feedback I can get on this particular topic, and I can't wait to talk more with you guys about more things. Thank y'all. Have a good night.